Hello, grade 11 mindsetters. Welcome to Learn Extra Live on a Tuesday, Physical Sciences Day. I am Looney, and with me is TK.
Yes, TK is here for physical sciences.
How are you doing, TK?
Good. How are you,
I'm
Lini?
good, thank you. What are we doing for the
Well,
mindsetters?
today we're from electric circuits, and therefore we're continuing there. We're going to talk about energy in electric circuits. So we're going to be talking about energy, power, and all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mindsetters, I hope you guys are excited and you're pumped up and you've got power and you've got all your energy with you, because we are going to learn some exciting stuff with TK. Remember to hit us up on Facebook, on facebook.com/learnextra, and then our Twitter handle is @learnextra, and you can get all the show notes, the videos, and the schedules on learn.mindset.co.za. And if you want to win yourself this awesome Casio calculator, I'll post a link for the Test Yourself competition. You enter that competition, you fill in all your details, you go to the Curo page, fill in all your details, fill in all the answers, get all the answers right, and you stand a chance to win this awesome Casio calculator. And then if you want to win Vodacom airtime and stand a chance to win a Sony Xperia R, all you need to do is enter the Get Connected competition. How that works is that all the information is on our Facebook page. I'll just take it through with you guys very slowly. You go to the Facebook page. Step number 1 says you go to the link, you follow that link, you enter the code. After that, you choose your favorite teacher from the Curio page, and then you go back to the Facebook page, the teacher you've chosen from Curio, you pick the link that has that teacher's name. You click on that link, you like the teacher's name, the teacher's picture, sorry. Then you go back to the graphic for the competition, you share that. People who've shared the competition graphic will stand a chance to win Vodacom airtime. Then all the people who've liked the teacher with the most likes will stand a chance to win a Sony Xperia R. I'll announce winners throughout the whole show, so make sure you're tuned in. You might stand a chance to win Vodacom airtime and a Casio calculator. TK.
Good. Awesome things. Eh?
Yes.
You win a lot from
Always
here.
winning.
So, well, it's learning plus a lot of
Plus
prizes to
winning,
get as well.
yes.
Okay, here we go. Like I said, today we're talking about energy in an electric circuit. And of course, we'll be talking also about power in that electric circuit. So it's electric energy and power in the in an electric circuit. And here we will be talking obviously we're talking electric circuits, so we're going to define what power is, this thing that we're trying to bring across to you. We will also be looking at the different formulae that we use to calculate for work and for power. So I know that those, when you know, there's myriads of formulae that are used there, but today we're going to try and bring some sense and logic to it so that you see where they come from and when to use them. That is very important. Okay, now let's have a look at the challenge question for the day. Remember that you have to work on this question and see at the end, when we come to look at it and do corrections on it, working on doing the calculation. This will be a calculation, and you're going to check yourself and see whether you're actually getting it correct, okay, or you got it correct at the end. It says here a hair dryer. It's one of the electric devices that we use almost daily at home, and of course girls cannot live without this one. Okay. A hair dryer operates at a potential difference, and I think you can bear me out on this one. Is it not true? Girls? Oh,
sometimes.
well, you don't want to bring the truth out here, but we know that girls can't live without this one. But they say that this hair dryer operates at a potential difference of 240 volts and a current of 9.5 amperes. It takes Elena 12 minutes to completely dry her hair. You see, did you hear that? To completely dry her hair. All right. Eskom charges energy usage at R1.47 per unit. Calculate the cost of operating the hair dryer for 12 minutes. When 1 unit is 1 kilowatt hour, and of course it costs you R1.47. So that's your challenge question. We'll begin to work on it now. All right. As we proceed with the lesson, let's have a look at this summary, because I want to give you a clear view of what this power this energy is in an electric circuit and how to work across from one to the other, okay? And also these different types of formulas that some of you have already seen, if not most, because I believe that section is now being treated, so people must be knowing about this one. When a potential difference is created in an electric circuit, what we will see happening is that charge will begin to flow. And the flow of charge is what we call electric current, of course. So in other words, you will create current, or we will have current in that electric circuit there when you have a potential difference. Now, the movement of charge as we know it, passing a point per unit time, is called the electric current. Electric current, we use I for it. That is the symbol for electric current. So we will say that electric current is amount of charge Q passing a point per unit time T. All right. So it's Q divided by T. And from there you can see that if we measure a charge in coulombs and you measure time in seconds, and of course this is a period of time, so we can use delta T there. If you're dividing coulomb by second, it means that is coulombs per second. And therefore, that would mean that that is the unit of measurement for current. And this unit of measurement for current, we call it the what? The ampere. That is coulomb per second. Okay. Now, the energy that drives charge in an electric circuit is supplied by a cell in that circuit or a battery or any other source of energy that is connected to drive charge around in that circuit. A chemical reaction, if it is a cell or a battery, would be happening inside that cell or that battery, in which chemical energy is converted into electrical potential energy. And it is this energy, therefore, that do work on the electric circuit. This energy is converted into heat energy, in case, for example, when you're operating your stove, when you're boiling your water, using your kettle, okay, that electrical energy is converted into heat energy. Or it can also be connected to light energy and and other forms of energy, depending on how we want to use it. It can be sound energy as well. Okay, so depending on the device that we are operating, the kind of energy that this electrical energy will be converted to will be determined by the device that we are using. Okay. Now, the work done in an electric circuit can be given by W equals VQ. That is one equation that you should know. And right from your grade 10, you know this formula. Work equals VQ. This is work done in an electric circuit. The unit of measurement for work is the joule, symbolized J. From I equals Q divided by delta T, okay, we can see that Q is therefore I delta T. So if W is VQ and Q is I delta T, it means where it says VQ, we can say VI delta T. So that is where that formula comes from. Okay, and that's why I said in here, I'll try by all means to show you where the formulas are coming from. Good, now, moving on. When we go to Ohm's law, which says V equals IR, in that W again, where V is, we can put IR. So if we put W equals VI delta T, and then in place of V we put IR, it will be I times R, it will be I squared, then I delta T. And that is where this one here comes from. Okay? So we can actually manipulate that formula as well and arrive at that one there. Again, from Ohm's law, we can also use this. We know from Ohm's law that current, total current in that circuit, or the current passing through a resistor, because we can take it from there as well, we know it will be given by V over R. So if we put, instead of changing where V is in our W equals VI delta T, we put V over R for I. What is going to happen? You're going to have W equals, so VI will be V over R, if you like. So it will be V squared, okay? All right, delta T, and that will be what? Will be over, let me see. So V squared delta T over R. That's what you're going to get there. And that takes you to this one here, that formula there. So this is how we manipulate and play around with these formulas to find all these other formulas. Okay, so depending on what is given to you at a particular stage or at the, for a particular question, you will then think of which one of those number of formulas will be able to help you sort out your problem. In most cases, you find that you've got more than one to do, though, to do so. Okay, now all these equations can be used to calculate the work done or energy dissipated by a device connected in an electric circuit. Now quickly on power. Power is the rate at which work is done. So P is W over delta T. The unit of measurement for power is what we call the watt, W. And from W equals VIT, remember, power is work over time. So we can say that power equals VIT, which is work, divided by T or delta T. So those two obviously are going to cancel out. Then you are left with P equals VI there. All right, that's another formula for power that we can use. Now moving on, we can therefore say that electrical power dissipated in a device equals the product of the potential difference and the current passing through the device. From Ohm's law, we can also say that, or continue to know that V is equal to I times R, and we substitute this in place of V in P equals VI. What are we going to get? You will see that we find that P equals to I times R times I. Therefore, P is actually I squared R. That's another formula that we need to take into consideration. The next one, going back to Ohm's law again, we know that current is given by potential difference divided by resistance. Substituting this V over R for I in P will give us the following. So you see it's V times V over R, so that is V squared over R. Therefore, P can also be found by using the formula V squared over R. Okay. All these equations, like I said, can be used to calculate the power dissipated in a device connected to an electric circuit. All right, quickly on the cost of electricity. Municipalities would measure the usage of electricity using what we call kilowatt hours, and this is what they call the units. Those are the units in which we are billed for using electricity. Electrical energy is used by a device, or used by a device can be calculated by using that formula there. And therefore, if you check there, VI is power, so you can actually say that P equals power times delta T. In this way, the electrical energy consumption in a circuit or by a device is measured, and if you use that, the unit of measurement will be what we call watt second. But the municipalities are charging us in kilowatt hour. If what we have is watt second in terms of calculations here, it means we would need to convert. And how do we do that? We need to convert that into kilowatt hour by dividing by 3.6 by 10 to the power 6. And where does that come from? Maybe quickly I can show that to you, all right? To say, if you have got watt seconds, you want to go to kilowatt hour. It means this watt, to go to kilowatts, you need to divide by 1,000. And seconds, to go to hour, you need to multiply or divide by 60 times 60. 60 minutes for one, for 60 seconds for one you divide by 60 to move to minutes, then you divide by another 60 to move to hours. Okay, and when you check this out, this whole thing works out to 3, 6, and then how many zeros here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 for the first 1,000, and that. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3,6 by 10 to the power 6. And in this way, you would have converted from watt second to kilowatt hour. Okay, so that is where that number comes from. And then we will see, and of course, depending on what is given to you, for example, they may give you the duration of time, not in terms of seconds, but in terms of minutes. Again, you will need to move from minutes to seconds, or to hours, when you are to find the units that have been consumed in kilowatt hour. Okay, let's now have a break. Let me take it back to Luni, and then we will move on after the break.
All right, Mindsetters, don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after the break. Welcome back, Mindsetters, from that break. I'm not going to waste your time. TK.
Thank you. And we're proceeding now. We're going to look at the questions, looking at how can you respond to questions that can come across to you, given to you in an exam or assignments or whatever the case may be. And of course, improving our understanding and the use of these different formulae to solve problems based on electrical energy and electrical power in electric circuits. So we're going to do that now. Let's have a look at the first question here. The first question says, the element of a heater has a resistance of 54 ohms. A current of 5 amperes flows through it for 30 minutes. Calculate 1. The power dissipated by the element of the heater. Now let's have a look at what is given to us first. We have the following. We have 1, we have got R. That is 54 ohms. All right? We also have current. So we're given I. I current is 5 amperes. Okay, 5 amperes. And we also have time, all right? So we'll call this the period of time that we're looking at when this heater is in operation. We are told it's operated for 30 minutes. Okay, good. So I've got IRT there. And I am to find what power is here. All right. Now, power from formulas, I know I can find it with that, but I don't have V. I also know that P can be found by I squared R. Okay? So I squared R can actually work for this particular problem here because I've got what? I have R, I've got I there. So I can answer 1.1 and say the formula I'm going to use will be this one that says power is I squared R. And that will be equal to, okay? Let's have a look at it. What is I? I is 5. That must be squared times R. What is R there? R is 54 times 54. And what is that? Okay, so you can come to your calculator here and don't waste your time. Just say it's 5. That must be squared times 54. Okay. 54. So how much power is that? It's 1350 watts, okay? So we've got 1,350 watts of power that has been or that has been dissipated by the element of this heater here. Okay, so we have answered that one there. Check on how I looked around. There are a number of formulas that you can use for power, but I had to go for the right one. Okay, the one that can help me sort out this problem given what the question has given me. Okay, now I couldn't use that one. Why? Because I don't have the potential difference V. Then I had to look for another one. P equals I squared R. It worked perfectly because I had I and I had R. Okay, good. Now moving on, 1.2. Amount of the heat energy given off by the element during the 30-minute period. Amount of heat energy given off, remember this will be work done in that element there. So I will be talking about W, work done, which is given by VI delta T. Okay, if I look at what is given to me here, I can see that this formula here can help me sort out this problem. I can solve it because I have some of these things. Look at it. This VI, although I don't know V, but I know that VI is what? VI is P. VI is this quantity there, power. So actually I can say that this is P delta T. So I can actually go back to what I have calculated before and use it to find the solution to this, which will then be what? 1350 times. Now delta T, it's given to me in what? In minutes. I need to change it into seconds. To change it into seconds, every minute has got 60 seconds, or it's made up of 60 seconds, and therefore I have to multiply by 60 to convert minutes to seconds. All right, and therefore I can now use my calculator. Right, there we go. So I've got 1350 times 30 times 60. And what do I get? I've got 243 4 zeros there. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 2,43. So 2,43 by 10 to the power 6 joules of energy. Okay, that has been dissipated by that element there. Okay, so somebody would say, okay, yes, we see here now we can find work by using that formula there. But remember, you can use another one if you want to. Okay, if you want to, you can use another one. If you don't want to use the power as is, where you want to make your life longer, a bit difficult by going back, although you know that this is actually power here. That is power, that is P. We have calculated for it. You can start there and substitute everything into it, where you say this is 5 squared times 54 times 30 times 60, because you're converting into seconds. And of course, you'll get the 2,43 by 10 to the 6 joules of energy. Okay, fine. Right, let's move on. Okay, question number 2. A lawnmower is marked 200 watts, and a man operates it for 2 hours, cutting grass inside his yard. Calculate 2.1, the energy consumed by the lawnmower whilst the man operates. Now you see here you've got power, so P equals 200, 2000 watts. And you've got time. Delta T, the lawnmower is used for 2 hours. And then 2.1 wants us to find the energy consumed by the lawnmower whilst the man operates it. Okay, so work equals VI delta T. And I said to you that this VI is actually P delta T. So what does this mean? It means I can substitute my 2000 watts for P times the time. Now the time has to be converted because it's given to me in hours. I've got 2 hours. I need to move down to seconds. So from 2 hours to minutes, multiplied by 60. From minutes to seconds, multiplied by 60. And that equals, okay? Then I can use my calculator. Quickly, let's have a look at it. It's 2000 times 2 times 60 times 60. So I have converted everything into seconds. Now what do I have here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 1,44 by 10 to the power 7. 1,44 by 10 to the power 7 what? Joules of energy. That's what I have. Okay. And quickly, on 2.2, we are asked to find out how much it will cost the man. Okay, how much it will cost the man to operate the lawnmower for 2 hours if cost of electricity is 59 cents per unit. So, that was so low. So maybe it was the ESCOM's bill, or what the unit cost. Okay, from ESCOM number of years ago. But for now, I think it's much higher than that. Okay, so we know that to get there, ESCOM charges us making use of units called kilowatt hours. Okay? Now, here, this PT here should be telling us that we have got watt seconds. All right? So, moving from watt seconds to kilowatt hours, like I said, so that we can get the number of units here, we can say that the number of units that has been consumed by the lawnmower will be 1,44 by 10 to the power 7 divided by, remember that number, 3.6 by 10 to the power 6. This will give us how many units in kilowatt hours, like I explained how you convert it earlier on. How many units in kilowatt hours has been used by the lawnmower? And then making use of our calculator, I still have that on, so I can just say divide the answer by 3.6 by 10 to the power 6. And what do we get? 4 units have been used, 4 kilowatt hours. Okay, so I've got 4 kilowatt hours have been used or consumed by the lawnmower. So in terms of costs, one unit costs 59 cents. So 4 units will cost how much? It will cost 4 by 0.59 cents. Okay, and what do we get from there? Use a calculator again. So 4 times 0.59, 0 rands 5 cents. So let's see, the man is only going to pay 2 rand 36 for using the lawnmower for 2 hours. So 2 rand 36 cents. Okay, I bet with you currently the usage of that lawnmower would cost much more than 2 rand 36. But then this is an exercise of on how to calculate for power dissipated and also the energy consumption. I love this question here. It says a battery of four 1.5 volt cells connected in series has no internal resistance, okay, and is connected to an ammeter and three identical bulbs. Three identical bulbs, it means they've got the same resistance, okay. Moving on, there is the circuit, and it says when the switch S is open, the ammeter reads 1 ampere, all right. What would you observe about the brightness of the two bulbs? And then we need to use a calculation to actually see that. Okay. Now, if I've got 1 ampere of current as the total current passing through when switch S is closed, okay? And these two bulbs are in series. Definitely the brightness of the bulbs, of the bulbs will be the same. It will be the same. Okay, because they are in series and they are identical and they are having the same current passing through them. Okay, now this time we have the cells, the switch S. Now switch S is closed. Explain what you would observe about the brightness of the bulb by doing a calculation. Now, brightness has something to do with the power dissipated on those bulbs. So what I would do by here now is to say, let me find out what that resistance is by saying V is equal to IR. Okay? Now, 4 bulbs, 1.5 volts each, or 4 cells. It means I've got 6 volts, and then the current is 1 times total resistance is R. That would mean that I've got the resistance of the 2 resistors in series, these ones. Together it's 6. And because they're identical, this will be 3 ohms, and that will also be 3 ohms. Okay. Now, if that is 3 ohms, then I would know that one is also 3 ohms. But then when they are connected when I've got the parallel connection, let's see what happens. For the parallel connection, their equivalent resistance will be found in this way, where Req then equals 3/2, and that will be 1.5 ohms. Then when the switch S is connected, the total resistance of the circuit will be equal to, remember, I've got the 3 ohms plus now 1.5 of the 2, and that is 4.5 ohms total resistance there. Okay, so if I then use this, okay, and try to find out what will be the total current, remember I is equal to V over R. That will be equal to 6 divided by 4.5, and what will that be? Okay, let's see what the total current is going to be. Where is my calculator? Quickly, we've got 6 divided by 4.5. And therefore, what I have is 1.33. So 1.33 amperes. That is the total current there. So if that is the total current there, what will be the power passing through the this resistor here in series? This one here. I can use this formula and say that will be 1.33 because the total current will pass through that one. It's in series. Times what? That is 3 ohms. And what is that? Let's quickly check it from here. Say times 3 there. And then I would say it has got 4 watts. So there I've got 4 watts. All right? And what will be the power through? And our time is almost gone, but perhaps quickly, power through one of those resistors there. Remember, if the current is 1,33 through the first one, what will be the current passing through the one of the resistors that are identical there? It will mean that this 1,33, because they are identical, it will be divided by 2 there. All right? Then you divide by 2, 1,33. You divide by 2, 1,33 divided by 2. What do you get? You've got 0,67. So that is 0,67 amperes. That is the current, sorry, not the power. And from here, you can then find power is equal to I squared R. And that will be 0,67 times what will that resistance, the resistor be? It's 3. Then you will say times 3 there. And what will you get? Let's see. It's 1,99, which is actually 2. All right? So this gives you 2 watts. Now look at that. The ones in parallel will have less brightness because the power is less, they're dissipated. And the one in series has much power, so it will be much brighter than the ones in parallel. Okay? That is what we were to show. Okay. Let me give it to Luni.
All right, Mindsetters, before we take a break, we're going to do the Get Connected competition draw. So I'll go to TK very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, we have to find somebody who is luckier now. Yeah, you need to see what Luni is doing. So this is actually in the presence of the what do they call it? The adjudicator, making sure that nothing unpleasant happens.
All
here.
right, so you're going to draw 2 names because we have 2 winners.
Oh,
for
okay,
today's show.
2 for...
Yes.
Yeah. All right,
No
let's
peeking.
see. I'm looking over there, and I go lucky, 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 lucky. Ooh.
Prince Nsane, you have won yourself Vodacom
Nsane.
airtime. And then another
then
one.
I go through it again, again, and again, and again, and there we go.
And the other one is Mandla Kumalo. You have also won yourself Vodacom airtime from the from the Get Connected competition.
Okay.
Mindsetters, let's take a very quick break and we'll see you straight after this. Welcome back, Mindsetters, from the break. A quick congratulations goes out to Bohlale Mototwane from the Grade 10 Test Yourself competition. You have won yourself a Casio calculator. And then Seabonga Chili, you have won yourself a Casio calculator from the Grade 11 Test Yourself competition. Mindsetters, if you want to be like them, go to the Test Yourself link. It is on our Facebook page. Fill in all your details, fill in all the answers, get them right, hopefully, and then submit your questions, your answers, and then you'll stand a chance to win a Casio calculator. TK.
Yes, thanks, Luni. Let's see. I just want to wrap up here so that we see what we have done and what it means actually about that circuit, because what is important for us is to understand what has happened. So you would remember here that I said this is actually the current through the parallel section, through the resistors that are connected in parallel section. Why am I just putting together or dividing the total current in the circuit by 2? I need to say that again. It's because the resistances of the resistors in parallel, they are identical. They are the same. So if they are 2, it means they are dividing that current equally amongst themselves because the resistances or their resistances are the same. Okay. So that's when we arrived at 0,67 there. And then when we are to calculate for power equals I squared R. So that is the I through one resistor. If you multiply that by 3, you will get 2 watts. That means that I've got 2 watts of power dissipated here, and I also have 2 watts of power dissipated on that one. So in other words, these 2 here would glow with the same brightness. Okay? Power is linked to the brightness of the bulbs when we're dealing with bulbs. And then this one here, look at what happens. The power here, we have found it to be 4 watts, power dissipated on this one. You can see that the power dissipated on this one, it's actually twice the power dissipated there. This means this one will be twice as bright. This one here will be twice as bright as compared to to one of those. Okay, so that's what is happening. 4 watts, 2 watts each on the other hand. Okay, good. Now let's see. I think there could be some questions there that mindsetters are asking. Let's see how many you have, then we can push on and begin to talk to your challenge question.
All right. Niyoza Simbina is asking, will I be correct if I use units instead of kilowatt hours when calculating the cost of electricity?
Okay. All right. You won't be correct because the reality is that municipalities, irrespective of where you are, they are charging us in kilowatt hour. So the challenge for you, which is not a big challenge anyway, is to convert from your watt second, as I've shown you, because this is all from the equation or the formula, okay, where that is P, power, times delta T. So if I have that, what it simply means is that power is measured in watts and time is measured in seconds. So I've got watt seconds. All you need to do, which is not a big deal, and I've shown you how to do it, is to convert it to kilowatt hours. Okay? When you have done that, you have actually found the rightful units in which we are billed by our municipalities, which are kilowatt hours. And then when you found the units, then multiply by how much is the municipality charging us per unit when it comes to electric consumption. Okay, so that would be, you would know in your area. These things depends from area to area. Then you multiply by that, you find the cost. But if you multiply by the cost here, you will get an incorrect value because the unit is not what you should be using. You can continue perhaps and then again redivide by the 3.6 by 10 to the power 6, then you come to kilowatt hour at the end.
All right.
Okay.
You can do the challenge question.
Thank you. Right, now let's move on to the challenge question. The challenge question said, hair dryer operating at a potential difference of 240 volts and a current of 9.5 amperes. This hair dryer is used by a learner for how long? 12 minutes to completely dry her hair. Eskom charges energy usage at 147 cents per unit. Calculate the cost of operating the hair dryer for the 12-minute period. Okay, and then you are told that the units in which Eskom is billing us is kilowatt hour, not watt seconds. Okay, so what are you going to do? First thing, you have got potential difference, you have current, and you have delta T, the time. It's 12 minutes. 12 minutes. So what are you going to do? Well, the unit or the formula that is likely to work for you, energy that has been consumed will be found by VI delta T. Why am I going for this one? Because, of course, I see I've got V and I've got I and I've got T there, delta T. So basically, then this one becomes the obvious choice. V is 240 times current is 9.5 times, okay, and here I can put a brackets because I'm going to convert. I'm given time in minutes, I need to work in seconds. So I would say 12 minutes, taking them to seconds, I will multiply by 60, all right, and then I can use my calculator quickly. 240 times 9.5 times, okay, let's see. Let me put it this way so that we see everything. So it's 240 times 9.5 times 12 times 60. And what do I get? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1,64. So this is 1,64. 1,64 by 10 to the power 6 what? Joules of energy. If you want to keep track of what you're doing, you can say this is watt second. Okay? Watt second, so that you can convert into kilowatt hour. Converting into kilowatt hours, I want to know how many units are here. All right. It will be 1,64 by 10 to the power 6 divided by 3.6 by 10 to the power 6. This will be what? Units. Okay? I want to find the units. So units will be equal to that. These are the units that have been consumed. Okay? Then quickly can then just then move on to say, okay, it is that whole number or that answer divided by 3.6 by 10 to the power 6. All right? And what do I get? I'm getting 0,46 units. So 0,46 units. All right? Now I'm told that 1 unit, Eskom is charging me 147. Let me go back. Yes, 147. So 1 unit is 1 rand 47. Okay? Let me just use an appropriate symbol here. 1 unit is that. Then that should be equal to 0,46 units will be how much? I'm trying to find the cost here. All right? And you can quickly see that this would mean X would be equal to 0,46 units times 1 rand 47. And what is that? We go back to the calculator. It is exactly that. We say times times 1,47. 1,47. So 1 rand 47. What do we get? 67 cents. Okay, and it makes a lot of sense because it's less than a unit. Okay, so less than a unit. If 1 unit is 1 rand 47, if I've used 0,46 units, okay, definitely I should be paying less. Hence, we've got 67 cents. So it will cost this girl, or the daddy will pay 67 cents for that girl using the hairdryer for 12 minutes in the morning before she goes to school. Okay, that's what it is going to cost. So I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. You understood how to use all these formulas, not chemicals, these formulas that you need to calculate and solve problems in electricity. Let me hand over to Luni.
Thank you so much, TK, for the lesson. Mindset is at home. Thank you for tuning in. If we didn't get through any of your questions, remember we have a Learn Extra help desk that's in place for you guys to send all your questions. That is learn.mindset.co.za/help desk. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. Goodbye.